It's another one. Turn my headphones up. S.T.E.M Research is back Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. How's it going? And good Monday to you. This show is running live on a Monday night, Monday, February 21st is when this show officially went live. Song Tracks, Essential Music, and a little bit of research, or STEMmy stems as I like to call it. Thank you for joining us as we take a deep dive into some of the greatest songs ever recorded. We go into the multi-track recordings, 8, 16, 24, 48 tracks, and even more. My name is Mike Love, or Mike MFN Love. Thank you for being a part of what we do. So much going on, so many different places that we're going. We are doing Love and Happiness by First Choice tonight. Love and Happiness, which is a remake, of course, of the classic Al Green song. And it is a song that was chosen for a bunch of reasons. One of the reasons it was chosen is because it has, in many ways, been transformed into a deep house classic. And it was an opportunity, and will be an opportunity for me to talk about house music history, which I love to talk about. It is also a song that I was introduced to when I lived in Milwaukee, when I was coming up as a DJ around in 1986 or 1987. And it is also going to give me an opportunity to talk about some of the things about Chicagoans migrating to Wisconsin, and some of the rumors that were surrounding people that migrated from Illinois to Wisconsin during that time. So I was like, man, there's so many different directions I can take this, because this song affected me in the 80s, it affected me in the 2000s, and I get to talk about all of those things. But I want to start out today's STEM research by giving props and love and credit. Did I not bring my phone? Oh, okay. I'm like, come on, I can't do this. Can't do this show without my phone today. I have to give credit where credit is due. Shout out to all of the people that hit me to tell me that I was on Netflix on the Kanye West special, Genius. There is a 3-part. And it's dropping every week, which, is super old school, right? Like, it's on Netflix, but they're not dropping all the episodes all at once, so you can binge them and just go on. And to a certain degree, I stopped binging a while back. I remember I used to binge shows, like literally sit and watch a 10-hour, back when TV shows, they would make 10, 12 episodes, and that would be a season. Now, like, you're lucky if you get 8. Sorry, I just ate. Speaking of 8, I just ate before the show. Anyway, the Kanye West Genius trilogy is a 3-week 3-part breakdown of his career. It's directed by Cootie and Chike, who were the guys who brought us the Through the Wire video, right? So, and Cootie is my man, 50 Grand. He's been, I've known him since the 1990s. Channel Zero, right? Anyway, so this thing appears, this Kanye West appears, and people start hitting me. The first person that hit me about it was this one of my Facebook friends, Angela Collins. She sent me a inbox, a DM, a message, and in that message it was like, you're on this Kanye West special. Now, I had no idea. I knew that this was coming, and I remember seeing the trailer, and I remember thinking, oh, that looks dope. All of that footage that Cootie shot, because let me tell you something. These artists, Kanye is probably, he's not the originator, but, you know, camera crews following artists around just recording their entire life. Kanye, I remember, like, obviously Cootie was walking around with a camera all the time, like everywhere, most of the things he was doing. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Some of the old footage is finally going to see the light of day. I'm excited. Can't wait. Then, I get this message last Wednesday from Angela Collins. It's like, you're in it. I was just like, I'm in it. That was a surprise because I didn't know it was coming. I didn't get a heads up. And you know what? I like surprises. I like to be surprised like that. I like, I would like to have been, I actually didn't plan on watching it until, and I still haven't seen it and I still haven't watched it. It's weird because, like I just said, I don't binge anymore, but I wanted all 3 episodes to be ready in case I wanted to watch 2 of them back to back. But I never binge and never watch anything back to back. But I hate having to wait. Like, I want to watch it tomorrow. I want to do my binging in 3, 4, 5 consecutive days. Not 3 consecutive weeks. I can't wait. That's not how we do things in 2022. We watch them all at once, and then we go on social media and we tell the whole story. So I like the fact that they didn't drop all the episodes because you can't spoil it. You can only talk about what happened. And when I say, like, my DMs and people following me on social media, it's super cool, right? It's super cool because, like, people sending me friend requests that unfriended me. Let me tell you something. There's nothing like being on Netflix to, like, bring people out. Like, that, like, TV is special. Like, if you're on TV, like, I was on radio for years, and that meant something to people locally in the city of Chicago mostly, and, the general area, Indiana, and, parts of Wisconsin, and, people that heard it. So the people that are familiar with my history on the radio in Chicago are like, yeah, Mike Love, he really made he and the Diz really made an impact in their era. Now, all of the text messages that I got, and again, I still haven't watched it, but I will. And it's real cool, like, to, get messages from, mostly women, like, hey, I see you, I see you on TV. Like, again, as I said, there's nothing like being on TV. But I said to myself, when my kids see it, that's what's going to be special. Because, I have 3 older daughters and 1 younger daughter that's 8. So my older daughters are, Tiffany will be 30 this year. Tamara is 23 and Trinity is 21. So Trinity is the most, she's the most into, today's, she's most likely to be watching a Kanye documentary. So and she's also the youngest T, which means that when these things were happening, circa 2002, 2003, she was 3 years old. So she doesn't remember a lot of my GCI days. Like, she knows I was on GCI. She was 7 when I got fired. But other than that, again, that's like, she was super, super young. All she knows about my relationship with Kanye is that I met him at the radio station. I was like, fam, I met him at the radio station. Like, I was like, but, for my side of the story, I don't talk about those times. There's no big pictures on the wall. The only thing on my wall, as you can see, is like a few from back in the day are these plaques, So it was super cool when my daughter hit me and she was like, I know you probably already know about it, but, I was watching, the Genius Kanye thing on Netflix, and they said that they were going up to WGCI, and I was like, oh my God, you might be on there. And sure enough, you popped up on the screen, and I was like, that made my day, bro. Because my daughter, like, like nothing's real to them. Their generation is like, unless you are connected to that person now. So like somebody like Ferris is still connected to Kanye. I'm not connected. The last time I saw Kanye West in person, like, hey, Mike Love, hey, Kanye West, was backstage at the Watch the Throne concert tour, which was that 2010, 2011. So it's been more than a decade at least. So to my kids, me saying I know Kanye means nothing because I don't have a connection to him. I don't have his number. I don't, like, you got his number? Can you call him? Oh, well, no, you don't know, dude. So for them to see me in there, it means a lot because it kind of connects the dots that they didn't even really know exist. And like I said, they think that I just like, oh yeah, I met dude. When in reality, I was the first person to put Kanye West. I was the first person to put Kanye West along with the Go-Getters on WGCI. Like playing their song, bringing them up to do freestyle, et cetera, et cetera. Kanye doesn't acknowledge that because his career started with Through the Wire. So his solo career, his musical career started with Through the Wire. So he gives credit where credit is due to Ferris and Power 92 for playing it first. But it does take away from what I did and what we did on GCI, because Kanye was all over Bad Boy Radio before there was even a Power 92. So I said that, got that out of the way. Thank you to Cootie, who I know is most responsible for putting me in that episode. It's real cool. I appreciate it, bro. I'm actually been meaning to send him a text, but I'm super busy with work, That's why I haven't seen it, because I'm like, man, I don't really have the time. Barely got time to do STEM research. So if you have seen Genius, and just for a split second, I'm in there with a purple Laker jersey and a purple headband. It's got to be 2002, fam. I got a jersey on and a headband. But it's cool. It's cool. Like I said, it's coolest that my daughter saw it, and I can kind of put all the pieces together with her. All the other people that are hitting me, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love. And, that's that. Fucking Netflix. Being on Netflix, like I said, being on TV, who knows? Who knows what'll come out of this? Maybe I'll get laid. All right, let's. I'm not trying to get laid from this. like that's the lamest thing in the world. Like, I got some Netflix pussy. Like, oh, you're on Netflix. I think I'm gonna give you some. Like, who would do that? Somebody. All right, first choice, Love and Happiness. In a interesting way, is connected to house music and the development of house in the city of Chicago. Now, you would not necessarily think that a song that is a remake of an Al Green song would be connected to house. But for this, we would like to thank Mr. Ron Hardy himself, a man who some call the true godfather of house music. Back in 85 or 86, or maybe it was 84, a track landed in the hands of Mr. Ron Hardy, And Ron decided to not only take that track, but he wanted to add his own flavor and his own spin to it by dropping samples of Al Green's Love and Happiness and First Choice's version of Love and Happiness, which oddly has Rhodes piano in the intro and not a guitar like Al Green's version. Of course, you know Al Green's version of Love and Happiness. Love and Happiness, wow, you know, and there's a guitar, and then but there's a guitar playing behind him while he's warming up before the four stomps and the song kicks in. On the First Choice version from their debut album, I might add, Armed and Extremely Dangerous, there's none of that. And like I said, the Rhodes, and I say this a lot on this show, the Rhodes piano, the Rhodes electric piano, the warmth of it, the sound of it, the texture of it is the base, so much of the basis of house music. Old school house music, disco. It's obviously disco because they're playing it in the 1970s. And so many of those records from the 70s continued on to become big hits or continue to be house music anthems from the 70s all the way through to today. So when Mr. Ron Hardy decided to use these samples over this track, some of those samples fit and some of them don't. They're not necessarily on key or anything like that, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is the track and the fact that this Love and Happiness track, which is still to this day unreleased, was something that you could only get if you went out and listened to Ronnie play. So if you're out in the clubs during that era, 85, 80, 84, 85, 86, whenever it was made, you were going to hear this, and maybe on some bootleg tapes that were made and spread throughout the city of Chicago. Now, here's how this affects me in Milwaukee. Remember I said earlier that this song not only was an anthem. Let me play a little bit of it. For those of you who are not familiar with the Love and Happiness.
Love and happiness.
Let me play the track.
Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right. Yeah. Love and happiness.
This is straight off of YouTube.
Make you wanna do right, make you wanna do wrong.
Straight from the vinyl.
Make
Come
you
on.
go away.
Come on, Ronnie.
Make you stand and numb.
Now that sounds so house. Just from the keys. So
Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right.
now the track starts. And this, if you are or are not familiar with it, is a deep house, deep Chicago anthem classic. It's one of those that know, and those that don't know.
Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right.
So this track, right? So this video is on YouTube, right? And it's First Choice Al Green, Love and Happiness, Ron Hardy edit, right? All right, so all right, so you get the idea. You get the general idea. All right, so let me stop the track. All right, so that's the general. So the video is on YouTube, and 8 years ago, out of nowhere, Marshall Jefferson decides that he's going to take credit for the track. All right. So all these years up until 8 years ago, people just think this is like a Ron Hardy track. Ronnie did the track or something like that. It's a Ron Hardy edit. We don't know where the track is from. All we know is it's all in one. Like, people didn't associate the love and happiness. Oh, I'm getting a call from DJ Emmanuel. Hold on 1 second. Let me pick this up. This is STEM related. Emmanuel.
What's up, bro?
Hey, I'm recording STEM research. I'm gonna call you right back, bro.
Hey, what time you doing with that?
In about an hour.
Hey, you know what? Come to my crib, man.
Okay.
You know what? I forgot I wasn't driving.
Okay. I'll hit you when I'm done.
My wife dropped me. Yeah, come when you're done. I'll be at the crib.
Okay. I didn't want to put him on speaker because that would be lame. All right. Anyway, so Marshall Jefferson comes out. I got the screenshots. So Marshall Jefferson, 8 years ago in this video, says, "This is the version in the video I gave to Ron Hardy, and it's never been released. I plan on releasing the vocal and instrumental of this within the next 6 months." Now, this was 8 years ago. It's never been released still to this day. "I have a few of these songs that I need closure on." 3 people liked it. Only 3 people? All right, let's go to the next thing that he posted. All right. And he also wrote, "I gave the tape of the music to Ron Hardy, and he basically put love and happiness all over it. I liked his take on it, but when I thought about finishing it and putting it out, I couldn't get the love and happiness out of my head, so I just left it." Okay, so basically what Marshall Jefferson is saying is that he just gave Ronnie that track. Like, here, play this track and beat it to death in the music box or wherever you're playing. I know all the Real House heads. I was in Milwaukee, so I should know. Anyway, so basically he gives them this track, and Ron just puts all those love and happiness samples to the track, and some of them are on key and most of them are not. But again, it's like it's so uniquely different that it didn't matter. Nobody cared. So Marshall Jefferson's like, he didn't even put it out because he just made the track. He didn't do all that love and happiness stuff. He couldn't get the love and happiness out of his head, right? Because that's how people know this song. If I heard that track to this day, I would want to hear love and happiness. Dun, 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 dun. But it gets better because this is Chicago, and anytime in Chicago, it can't just be somebody claiming something and the world takes that and says, yeah, he did that. No. Chicago house history is really about someone claiming something and then someone saying, no, I did that first. And that person would be Sterling Void, who made the record All Right in 1987 with Marshall Jefferson. Sterling Void's first release was on DJ International in 1987, a song called It's All Right. And that in and of itself is a house music classic. Sterling Void said, "You're a damn lie. I made this." 3 years ago, he commented. So 5 years into that comment was already sitting up for 5 years for Sterling Void saw it. And Sterling Void, who again is a house music artist and producer in his own right, says, "You're a damn lie. I made this." Okay, so he's saying he made the track, not Marshall Jefferson. And then someone else 3 years ago jumps in and co-signs our guy Sterling Void and says this was originally a Sterling Void track, not Marshall Jefferson or Rob Hardy track. Not taking swings at Ron Hardy by calling him Rob Hardy. Which I can also tie into a Milwaukee joke, but nobody will get it because people don't know who Rob Hardy is. Party Rob Hardy. All they added was vocals. So, Reef FM Tenerife agrees with Sterling Void, says that's a Sterling Void track. So, ladies and gentlemen, Chicago house at its finest. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Chicago house history in a nutshell. And it is why I stay away from any discussion of Chicago house history, because no matter what they're talking about, there's someone that feels like they're left out of the story and they want to insert themselves. I'm not saying that that's what Sterling Void is doing. I'm just saying that depending on who you talk to, this is a Mike Love quote, house music history changes depending on who you talk to, and that doesn't happen with any other genre of music. Again, look at hip-hop. Hip-hop started at the house party for Kool Herc in 1973. You can't get them old, like, you think I'm an old head. Them house dudes, them dudes is old heads. Anyway, my part of the story in 1986 is by this time in Milwaukee, a bunch of Chicagoans have migrated to the city of Milwaukee. And a lot of people felt like, and a lot of people said this at the time, and some people still say this to this day, that a lot of people were migrating from Illinois, specifically Chicago, to Milwaukee for welfare benefits, meaning it was easier to get on public aid in Wisconsin, and you got more money. Some studies have completely debunked that and said, yeah, some people did do that, but it was such a small percentage of people that it really doesn't matter, and it's not something that you should take into consideration. And then there's other studies that says there were hundreds and thousands of people who did that, you know. So depending on the slant and the lean, the conservative slant, of course, would be, you know, Chicagoans were running amok to get up to Wisconsin, specifically Milwaukee, to get welfare, an extra $200 a month. Can you imagine moving to a whole other state for $200 a month? I got $375 in Illinois with 3 kids. So I moved to Milwaukee, where they gave me $575. You uprooted from the west side for $200? Anyway, what does that have to do with the story? Well, the story is this. There was an influx, regardless of what they were there for, there was an influx of Chicagoans in Milwaukee. And those people were house heads, and they knew their stuff. So when I was trying to do my little, you know, play my little house mixes, some of the Chicagoans, I remember specifically this girl, I had this tape that I was playing for this girl that I had met in the club, right? Who also, so it was a bunch of them from Chicago that moved to Milwaukee. So I'm playing my little house mix, and this girl's like just sucking her teeth at the whole mix. She's just like, you don't know nothing about house. You don't even know nothing about love and happiness. And I was like, love and happiness? She was like, yeah, love and happiness. Y'all ain't even got that up here. Love and happiness. And I promise you, like, I went looking everywhere, you know, in every record store for love and happiness. I was like, she was like, yeah, it's a remix of Love and Happiness. She was basically described it as Al Green's Love and Happiness over a house track. And that's basically what it is. It's Love and Happiness over a house track. Think about having to describe what I just played for you to someone who's never heard it. And that's basically what it is. Like, she's not going to say, well, they took a bunch of samples from Love and Happiness by First Choice, because nobody knows that. She's probably like, there's a girl singing and Al Green is in it, and it's over a house track. It's a remix, and you don't have it. Y'all not real. So, shout out to that girl who sent me on a 20-year search, and I didn't find this version until the 2000s, right? You very rarely hear DJs play stuff like this anymore. But that's not what we're breaking down today on STEM Research. We are breaking down the original. So that's like that is the setup of all setups, right? Holy shit. You think I talk and set up some, man. But one of the things that I realized watching this show, because I watch it myself, is it is not just about the stems or the multi-track recordings that we listen to and we break down and we go in track by track. It is also about culture, the music culture and music history. And also just about Chicago history, Chicago musical history, when I'm talking about things like this, Ron Hardy taking this track that may have been made by Sterling Boyd, or maybe it was made by Marshall Jefferson, and making it his own. And then I love that the DJs will be watching this on Facebook, or they'll be watching it on Twitch. They'll chime in with the knowledge and the information that they know. So they are, in a sense, also educating me, because there's so much that I know and there's so much more that the DJs know. So let's jump into Love and Happiness, the remake, which starts out with Rhodes and then it goes into Love and Happiness. It sounds just like Love and Happiness. It doesn't do anything else. Was I disappointed? Will you be disappointed? No, you won't, because it switches up and it changes up, and they've added so many different musical flourishes. And it was made in Philly, so on Philly Groove Records, which is Stan Watson's label, produced in conjunction with Norman Harris. Norman Harris and Alan Felder had a hand in most of the first album from First Choice, Armed and Extremely Dangerous. This song, however, in the track listing, which has all of the people who played on it on the album, it says that a group called Prime Cut not only arranged the song but played all of the instruments. So when I listen to the music, I expect to hear Earl Young on drums, Ronnie Baker on bass, Eli Tatarsky on guitar, maybe Norman Harris on guitar, but they're not credited on this song at all. A group called Prime Cut is. So we will give musical credit to Prime Cut because that's what the album says. When I look up and try to get information on who Prime Cut is, they have 3 or 4 singles that they released in the 1970s, and that's it. They got a couple of names attached to those singles, but other than that, there's not a lot of information about them. So I would like to give credit to the MFSB studio band, but like I said, on the credits of the album, it says that it is not them playing on this. Well, it doesn't say that. It says that Prime Cut is playing on this song. So we give all credit to we give the credit to what we see on the album covers. That's not always the truth. And that's according to people like Earl Young, was like, yeah, my name was left off a whole bunch of songs I played on. But let's dive in, shall we? Let's go to Logic Pro. Let's pull up Love and Happiness from First Choice. Let's count it down and let's go into the song. We'll start out with the instrumental, of course, because that's what we do on STEM Research. All right, so let's see. There we go.
Love and Happiness, take one.
Ooh, take one. They coming out the gate with heat.
Just take one again.
No count in. Love it. That definitely did not sound like an Earl Young roll. Earl Young does not do fills like that. That's not an Earl Young fill. So that fill, that's not an Earl Young fill. If he tells me he played drums on this song, I would be surprised. And you know I asked him on Facebook. Stimulators, what up? Welcome to class. Love and Happiness, first choice from the Armed and Extremely Dangerous album. Together. That was the part. Rochelle and the girls on mute right now. We're checking out the instrumental. First choice is Take on Love and Happiness from 1973. That's where we give you the flavor right there, right there. That's the change up. Arranged by and music by Prime Cuts. Produced for Stan Watson Productions by Mr. Norman Harris and Stan Watson. They scared the tambourine, man. They're like, whoa. Who told y'all to stop? Break down. Love and Happiness. A song that accidentally has been transformed into a house music classic. Accidentally on purpose. Courtesy of Ronnie, the real Godfather. Come on Rhodes. Come on Tambo. We're not done. Love it, love it. Hey, that's the get down part right there. That's the get down. This 73, baby. All the songs had a get down part. Come on, Rhodes. Woo-wee. Nasty. Very unique take on Al Green's Love and Happiness. I mean, there's organs in Love and Happiness, but not like this. I think. Maybe it's just horns, drums, bass, guitar. Might not be. And there you go. Love and Happiness from First Choice. As I said, from the debut album on Philly Groove Records, Armed and Extremely Dangerous, which I've said before on this show. Armed and Extremely Dangerous is my favorite song from First Choice. I love that album cover. It's like them sitting on some guy's lap. You know, the guy, the player, the guy that they sang or that she sings about for the first 4 albums. He'll shoot you down. He's a player. All right. So again, prime cut on music on this song. Let's dive into the drums. We'll go into all of the drums and congas and tambourines. We'll get into the percussive instruments off the bat. That is what we do on STEM Research. If you're a newbie, welcome.
Love and Happiness, take 1.
Oh, let me move. Yeah, let me move the cursor because we be sitting here. All right. So what we do on STEM Research is we break down the track. I have the original 16 tracks or 24 tracks or 12 or 8 or however many exist for this song. So I can go into my software and I can solo and mute different instruments so we can listen to specific instruments, specific vocal parts, just the lead vocal, just the background vocal. So I can take the drums out and we can listen to just the congas. Because all of these things are what help to make this song great. Okay. I like that. Working in tandem. That's funky. Let's bring the drums back in. definitely not Earl Young on drums, which is not something that you see very often in this era, right? Like our MFSB guys played on everything, you know. They were not swapped out for anybody. So love to hear the story, love to find out why Prime Cut did the music for this song and nothing else on the album. Maybe they were an unproven band trying to, you know, get a little taste. Maybe they played the funk better. I don't know. All right, let's take the congas and tambourines out. Let's just rock with the drummer. Let's get a drummer song. He's eating good. Come on. Sounds like he's talking. Come back in on the floor. I like it. That's nice. Yeah, you can hear his If you listen closely. If I shut up. On tempo, Jack. So only 2 drum tracks. The bass drum, which is the kick and the snare. So just the kick and the snare on this one. Normally you got your room mics and all that other stuff. Nope. Not today. Not in 73, baby. We ain't have room for all that. But my man is killing it. Oh, it was a tom mic. I'm sorry. So 3. So 3 mics. Tambourine players get tired. Like, we're at the 7-minute mark. Let's bring it down. Let's break it down. Tambourine dubbed in later. interesting playing style. Yeah, they're switching it up. What did they say at the end? Couldn't hear it on that track. All right. So we started out with drums. We broke down the drum tracks on Love and Happiness. Let's go to the Rhodes, which is a big part of the song, and the bass. And then we'll get to some of the other keyboards, clavinet. We have a clav track right there. So the Rhodes is the beginning of the song. And it sounds so good just by itself. I like how that sounds. Like the idea to take this part of the song that was a guitar and use this electric piano. Incredible choice. Incredible choice of instruments. Bass, not played by Ron Baker, but all instruments prime cut. Stevie Wonder on clav. Let's drop the Rhodes out, just bass. This ain't your auntie's Love and Happiness. Come on. Drop the Rhodes out. Drop the bass out. Bass, I see you. Uh-oh. They let the other instruments eat. Bring the bass, man. Clavinet and Rhodes. Love and Happiness from 73. Shout out to the Stimulators. Big up to everybody on Twitch, the original home base. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. What up to the YouTube fam? Everybody on Twitter, what up? Bass and that Rhodes sound so nice together. Get the bass on. Definitely not Ron Baker though, that's for sure. I mean, the bass is tight, but it sounds very beginnerish or youngish. It definitely is not as tight and professional, polished is the word I'm looking for. Definitely not as polished as Ron Baker's bass would be. So, big up to Prime Cut. You know, they got the gig. That's what it's all about. You know, they got a song. Love and Happiness. All right, let's do some horns. We have trombones, trumpets, and guitars we're going to get to this time around. Nice guitar work. Dum, dum, dum. Staying true to the original. Love and Happiness. Working on getting the actual Love and Happiness Al Green stems, multis. Sure those are available and floating out there somewhere. Guitars, let's take them out. Horns. Big part. You know it. Come on. Might be Norman Harris on guitar because the guitar work is stellar. Don Ronaldo on horns. It's Philly Groove, so of course it was recorded at Sigma Sound Studio. Hey. Come on, guitar man. Let's go with guitar 2. Nice rhythm guitar. Horns. Nasty. Stemmy stems. Rhythm guitar 2. Oh, this is rhythm guitar. Hey. Uh-oh. Let it talk. Come on, guitar 2. Eli Tatarsky on guitar 2. AKA Bobby Eli. Let's go. Come on. Horns came in a little early. Come on, horns. Wait for your cue. our horns. Let's go. Okay, that's it for horns. So we got all the instruments. We got the horns. We got the tambourines, the congas, the drums. We got all of the percussive instruments, all of the keyboards, the guitars, the Rhodes. It is time for vocals. Oh my goodness, we are just moving through this track. Let's get to the girls. Okay, so first choice in 1973 is, of course, I got it on my sheet of paper, Rochelle Fleming. Got another crazy story, right? So I have a friend. That's a mail carrier, or a mail lady, as I like to say. A lady mail carrier, a lady mailman. I just came up with 4 different names for a person who delivers the mail. So my friend Joan, who delivers the mail, has on her route, and she was like, Mike, you'll love this because you're into music, so you'll understand. She says, there's a woman on my route. I deliver her mail every day. Her name is Rochelle Fleming. And I'm like, Rochelle Fleming? That's the name of the lead singer from First Choice. She's like, yes, I know. I deliver her mail. I'm like, the Rochelle Fleming? It's like, no, it's not the Rochelle Fleming. It's a Rochelle Fleming. I'm like, where does she live? Maybe it is. Maybe it is her. Maybe she's got a place in Chicago. She's like 119th in Eggleston. I was like, oh, no. I was like, that ain't Rochelle Fleming. Shout out to my folks that stay in the hundreds, though. But I was like, nah, that's not her. Unless she'd fallen on really hard times. There's some nice areas over there, like Union, 119th and Union is a decent little, well, there's some blocks. Y'all, it's Chicago, man. You know, it's some good blocks and there's some bad blocks. So, not to take anything away from 119th and Eggleston, but and better not be this Rochelle Fleming. It'd be interesting if it was. All right, so what was my point? My point is that Rochelle Fleming is on lead vocals. Annette Guest, who was right there with her whole time during the whole run of First Choice. And Wardell Piper. Yes, a woman named Wardell. It's like she's got the same first name as Steph Curry. You know, call her Wardell. She sang on this this early it was almost like Rochelle sang lead and they were the background singers. That's really kind of how everything was set up in the songs. There was no like, okay, Annette's going to sing lead, just kind of like how eventually, you know, they allowed some other members to sing lead in other songs, but that was not the case in this early form of First Choice. And eventually Wardell Piper left the group, like right when the album dropped. She sang on the album, then quit the group to go solo. We never heard from her again. So she was replaced by Joyce Jones, who was singing background when they were on Soul Train, singing Armed and Extremely Dangerous. All right, so let's dive into the vocals. We get to hear our girl, Rochelle Fleming, sing Love and Happiness, but without all of the music. So that's what it's all about. So let's get into the lead and the background vocals.
Love and Happiness, take one.
Take one.
Take one again.
All right, we're ready.
Love and happiness Make you wanna do right, make you wanna do wrong. Make you come home early, make you stay all night long. Love, love and happiness. Something going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning, hey, talking about he can make it right, yeah.
Ah, she flipped it because she's a girl, so she's not going to sing she, right?
Happiness is when you really feel good sometimes.
Come on, Rochelle.
Nothing's wrong being in love with someone, and oh baby, baby, love and happiness. Oh, love and happiness. Oh.
Sax. You gotta do the horns at that part. I'm sorry.
Oh baby, love and happiness. Oh, love and happiness. You be good to me, I'll be good to you. We'll be together.
That's my favorite line in this song. Especially the "we'll be together," like, but that whole line, "You be good to me, I'll be good to you. We'll be together." It's like, come on, bro. This thing can be simple. You treat me right, I treat you right. Everything will be all right. Everybody will be fine. We'll be good.
You be good to me, I'll be good to you. We'll be together and see each other. Walk away with victory, and oh baby,
Understated.
baby,
Come on.
love and happiness. Oh,
I'm waiting for her to go to church.
love and happiness. Oh, hey, hey, hey.
She's staying true to the laid backness of the
You
song.
wanna do right, love will make you do wrong, and make you come home early. Oh, make you stay all night long.
Stay all night long.
Oh, love,
Come on.
power, love, power.
She was really good at slurring her words. Like, I'm trying to think. She's Tony Braxton in it up. Tony Braxtoning it up. Just like real slurry, to give it a different kind of feel.
Power, 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 yeah. Love and happiness.
Let's drop some instruments in.
Want 'em on, alright. Got 'em on, right.
Okay, come on, mom with her. Come on.
All right.
Dum, 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 dum.
Love me, yeah.
Come on. It's church time. It's time for church.
Do you feel it? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. All right. Do love and happiness. Love and happiness.
They're snapping hard.
Love and happiness. All right. Hey, oh.
Come on, Rochelle.
Little groove, all right. Little groove, yeah. Love and happiness. Love and happiness. Love and happiness. All right. Love and happiness. Yeah. Love and happiness. Ooh, yeah. Love and happiness. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love and happiness. Yeah. Love and happiness. Love and happiness. Yeah. Love and happiness. Do you feel?
Couldn't help myself.
All right. Love and happiness.
To the fade lady, sing it.
Love and happiness.
Oh, she's singing background too.
Love and happiness.
Rochelle Fleming, Annette Guest, Wardell, Rowdy Piper. Wardell Piper. They are first choice. And the song is Love and Happiness from the Armed and Extremely Dangerous album. 1973, man, a house music classic, courtesy of Ronnie. Ronnie, thank you so much. Ron Hardy, thank you so much for dropping that in on the Sterling Void or Marshall Jefferson track to help to make that a classic. All right, so, and to be honest, that's the only part of the song I would ever like really hear. You know, this is the first time I'm really getting an opportunity to deep dive into the song. I knew the song was a remake of Love and Happiness. I just never really listened to it. So I was like, oh, when the multitrack became available, I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Absolutely. That's a classic. So I hope you guys dug it, man. I hope you love it. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back on Wednesday with another. I'm still trying to decide. I do not do enough rap on this show, and I got some nice hip hop stems that I've been wanting to pull out, or I just may continue to go in disco, dig in the disco crate, pull out some soul. I don't know. Normally during the week I would have it all laid out, right? When I was doing 5 days a week, it'd be like, tomorrow's show is Glide from Pleasure and such and so. But because I have so much time to figure it out, yet I have no time to figure it out. So I have no time and plenty of time. But the show is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays now. We're no longer 5 days a week because I can't keep up with that schedule because I'm just way too busy. Monday and Wednesdays are new episodes. Friday will be the best of STEM research. So please continue to follow on all social media platforms. We are live on at least 4 of them. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. And sometimes we're even live on IG, Instagram. I am Mike MFN Love on all those platforms. And $ Mike MFN Love on the dollars, on the dollar app, the money app, the cash app. All right. And of course, music on Bandcamp as well at Mike MFN Love. So do support. Please support. Continue to support. Share the video if you are on Facebook. Share the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to the stimulators. Let's get up out of here. Let's get out of here, huh? Shout out to the STEM gods, the multitrack masters, for putting the multitrack masters in my hand. Thank you to all of the instrumentalists and the bands and groups that played the songs that give me the need and want and gumption to go into the tracks. This is still, for me, this is as exciting as DJing. Going into these tracks and listening to the songs and breaking them down is like DJing to me, but it's DJing on another level. So, shout out to the stimulators, everybody that's on Twitch, the original fam. I gotta send them a shout out, man. So let's do that, shall we? Oh, everybody on Facebook. Oh, again, shout out to everybody that saw me on Genius, the Kanye documentary on Netflix. If you haven't seen me, according to the screenshots I've gotten, it's about at the 42-minute mark. I'm on there for one hot second, but it sure says Mike Love, WGCI DJ, because that's where I used to work back in the day, right? WGCI. So, check out Genius. Pause your screen when I come on for that second. Pause it, take a picture, send it to me. So many have done that. So, you join in as well. Okay, so I was about to send shout outs, right? I'm sending shout outs, man. Shout out to everybody on all of the social media platforms. Doc B, D9Ree, Capricorn's Cave, DJ Circuit, Tony Jacks, Dragoon Knight 5515, Elliot Range, MC, Miss Chris, Miss Aima, Miss Jatan, Miss Shanita, Mr. Major's exclusive. It's an exclusive. The original DJ J.U. Ice, On 3D, Ray Llanos, Shalisar, Simseo 8, Shag Nice, Tiz Cloud, Virgo Pros, and anybody else I missed in the comments. Thank you for being here and being a part of what we do. My man Lee Johnson, shout out to him. Shout out to my cuz DMT. Shout out to my entire family. I had an opportunity to see my family because we had a memorial over the weekend. Lost my Aunt Barbara in 2021. We got around to having our memorial over the weekend. So shout out to all my family, the Hudsons, the Hearns, the Smiths, and everybody that's in between. All right. Shout out to the fam. It's always good. I left smelling like hugs. It's like I hug so many people, so many different perfumes that my hoodie still smell like. Fam, you wore a hoodie? You wore a hoodie to a memorial? Sure did. So shout out to my family, man. We lost the matriarch, but we got love. All right. We'll see you on Wednesday, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock. STEM research returns. Stimulators class is dismissed.